Hey y'all, and welcome back to FloTrack the Meetup, episode 25. I'm your host, Demitra Carter, and before we begin, before I introduce everybody else, your girl's engaged. Yeah, Trip Papery, shot putter.
Yes.
I was gonna say you had
It's
someone.
a fiance.
Yes.
You look different today. You're glowing.
I am. I wore all white today for the vibes. It's giving bridal.
Are you gonna give us the recap?
You know, I'll keep it short and sweet. Go to our Instagram to see it. But yeah, Trip came straight from the Diamond League Final in Zurich, came to Austin, was here for a day or two. On Saturday, he dropped to one knee, proposed. I cried, he cried, all the tears, and now we're about to spend the rest of our lives together. So yeah, I'm with a sprinter dating and about to marry a field eventer. But yeah, it was amazing. It was fun. It was all the things. He brought my parents out. his
Wow,
parents.
it looked like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it was nice.
I love it. Yo, I'm really trying to ship #party with the Pipperies. I think you guys should comment below and give me like a thumbs up for that one. I'm really doing, I
like
think that's
that.
the hashtag that we should go with.
He has been thinking of hashtags.
I have been.
Yeah,
Demitra Pippery. That has a nice ring to it.
that's crazy.
It's literally track and field.
Yeah,
I love
I can feel a
this.
couple. I love it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So if I become left-handed from this episode on, compliment the ring and then mind your business.
Just hold on to the mic like that.
Yeah,
entire
the
time.
whole time. Actually, I will. All right, joined with me today, we have Johnny Pace.
What up?
How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad to be back. Packing my bags for Tokyo. I'm heading out of town tomorrow to begin the long journey over. But
Yeah,
glad we could get one last show in.
I love it. We'll all be in Tokyo together. Nia, how
Oh,
are
the
you doing?
meetup takes Tokyo. I'm good. Fresh off of Zurich. I'm ready to talk to you guys. I missed y'all, so let's do it.
I love it. Now, I'm going to start us off with some kind of sad news for some, good news for maybe some others. But Gabby Thomas just announced that she has an Achilles injury and that she will no longer be competing in Tokyo, in Worlds, in the 200,
Hate to
and
see
then
it.
consequently the 4x1 and any other relays. We just heard about this news earlier today. But on top of that, when I say the good news and bad news, Mackenzie Long gets to go. And based off of her Instagram note, it seems that she's accepted the offer and is going. But I want to kind of get y'all's two thoughts on, I think when I saw the news, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bittersweet because the reigning Olympic champion not being able to go to world championships and show what she's made of, especially after, I think we all had a ton of hope after trials because she said, listen, I've been nursing a bit of an injury, haven't been able to fully practice, but I'm excited to get back into the lab and see what I can do world championships. And then to kind of, it's deflating.
Yeah.
But on the other end of it, it's sweet because Mackenzie Long gets to really have like her redemption arc in a sense. She's already gone 21-9 this season. And after kind of like a disappointing photo finish at trials, it's nice that she has another chance to show what she's made of in Tokyo. And we all know what she can do. She's a very talented 200-meter runner. So I'm super happy for her, but it's bittersweet for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby's such a wonderful ambassador for the sport. I think her appeal goes broader than just track and field, and so that's really unfortunate that she's not gonna be able to represent Team USA on the world stage. But we know she'll be back, and yeah, opening up the doors for other people. I've seen this after the post-Olympic year. A lot of very successful people have had challenges in 2025, and I think it just speaks to like how difficult it can be to be dialed in year after year after year. And so, she'll be back, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be sad to miss her this year.
I agree. And then our last news, not really news, but Favour Ofili tweeted. We heard that she was switching her allegiance earlier, but she tweeted that officially she's wrapping this season up and that her new chapter will be representing Turkey. There's a full thread on Twitter, but I included the two most important parts. But this second part of the thread that I find important is that she said it's because of the negligence towards her during the Tokyo Olympics and Paris Olympics, and it's not financial motives. And I think a lot of the times when we sit here and talk about like, oh, they're going to Turkey, like I would go too for 100K, like I would go too for X amount of money. Like it's not that to these athletes at all. And I think that's so important to know. And I'm glad that she put this tweet out there.
Could you illuminate me on that? Do you know the specifics on like the negligence?
Yeah, they were wild and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, do you want to start or?
I mean, in the last Olympics, they just didn't enter her in the one, so she did not have an opportunity to compete in the one.
Wow.
But I mean, we've seen negligence with Nigeria. Unfortunately, athletics. You all know Nathaniel Ezekiel's. He wasn't entered. Wait, actually, all the athletes, right? Indoor worlds.
Indoor worlds. Nathan wasn't entered, and then Annette and Chikawoke. Was it Annette? I believe so. Tokyo Olympics. There's a viral photo, and I'll drop it in here if I can find it. But it's like Nigerian athletes standing outside the stadium with signs because their federation, I believe, failed to do some sort of drug test. It was something that was their fault, and they the athletes. Not that they skipped it, it's not that they missed it. It just never happened, and it wasn't their fault, so they couldn't compete. Anybody.
I wish we had our resident Olympian Olu here to speak to it. I think he would know better than anybody.
Absolutely.
It's one of those things where I always find I don't think there's any athlete more proud than an athlete who gets to represent their country on a world stage. So like, I really want people to grasp the capacity of this, because to switch allegiance means a lot. And it speaks volumes on the negligence of Nigeria. Because again, there's nobody more proud than an athlete representing their country. Like, no one more patriotic. And to be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. It's ridiculous. First time it's a mistake, second time it's a choice. Clearly these athletes are not priorities or prioritized enough. So, I mean, you can't do anything but respect it.
Yeah. All right, time to get in this deep dive. Zurich Diamond League Final. It was a fun one. It was all the things. It was exciting. And then now we're leading into Tokyo. And I feel like, unlike any other year, we got to see like a glimpse of what might happen in Tokyo. It kind of makes our way too early predictions no longer way too early, because we know what's about to happen. But I'm going to start off. I'm going to go sprints to like long distance to field. That's the order. Okay. I'm going to start off with men's. I'm going to go C2. We were on the athletes lounge. I ain't never heard English Gardner yell so loud ever in a microphone. He won with the 997. He beat Simbine, who ran 998, and Akeem Blake, who ran 999. That's his third Diamond League Final title.
It's a long time coming. That win was overdue, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for him. Like, he's ran faster this season, of course, but it looked like he finally got it down on this is how I need to win races. So it was one of those things where it's like I had to keep my composure in the mixed zone. I was like, let me be professional.
Yeah. I mean, Christian's been around, but I think, getting a title like this, he's looked good all season, but it not top of the, cream of the crop. And so this was really cool. I love these kind of stories of folks that have been around the sport for a while, maybe have had some setbacks, coming back in and really shining. This really made me happy. And what was English's connection to Christian?
They go way back.
They seem like they go way back.
She's like, that's her brother for real.
Yeah.
They said they're going to do some block starts together, but they used to be in the same training group back in the day. I don't know which one, but used to be in the same training group. But they're they're locked in for real.
I will say it's worth noting that even though he won the men's 100 is fully built out with Noah having the bye. So unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to line up in the 100, but he still will be on the relay pool. That's right.
Yeah.
He'll be in the no, you're good. He'll be in the relay pool, but I think for me it was nice to see him like not back to his old self, but he looked like normal Christian in this final race, and I think he also switched coaches too. So I think like moving into next year, that makes me really happy and excited, because I think now whatever him and Dennis Mitchell are cooking up is starting to like click.
Yeah, I'd be scared if I was his competitors, because maybe like it's clear they're playing the long game. Next year, watch out for him. Like, I don't think it's one of those things where, Christian's in here and whatever. It's not whatever. He figured it out.
I also got to respect him. I mean, from everything, every time I hear him speak, he's got such a good head on his shoulders and his outlook. And, to put it mildly, he's had a lot of noise outside of the track. And so to be able to, drown that out, really take care of business is really impressive. Got to respect him for that.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
He's a professional, so that's just really what it is.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, staying on the sprint side, we're going to go women's 100. Miss Julian Alfred, she won with a 10.76. This is her fourth sub 10.8 of the season. And of that, coming off of an injury. Like, we talk about stories. I mean, up next is Tokyo for her. But when she crossed the line, I mean, Nia, you were there. She looked happy, but like she wasn't like, like she just was like very like, all right, like.
Yeah. So, all right. So two things. In the press conference, she did want to emphasize that it wasn't an injury. She just wanted to kind of, I guess, recalibrate, refocus. And I think that's what that
Interesting.
That's what that 5 week.
We're running with that.
Yeah. But she did say in the St. Lucia Times that emphasized it's not an injury, and she emphasized that again and like really stressed that in the presser. Definitely not an injury, just trying to refocus, and I think she proved that. I don't think you're running 10.7 injured. But yeah, no, Juju is just showing what Juju can do, and I think the consistency of that time is crazy. And remember, when she opened up with a really good time this season, in her 100 opener, she wasn't like all that pleased. Her race following that, I think 4 days later, it was blazing. So I would be scared because her next race is World Championships prelims in that 100. That is her next race. So we all know how Juju is when she's not the most satisfied, and she's going into this hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hated. We missed seeing her the last like 5 weeks before that, and I think there was a lot of question marks. Like, how's she doing? What's up? Clearly, from what you could tell from the interview, her mind is on September. Like,
hey man, she's been in the lab. I mean, her last race was London Diamond League about 5 weeks ago, and listen, her and Flo, they're doing something. They're doing something.
I love it. Staying on the sprint side, we're going to jump to the men's 200. We have Noah Lyles. If you haven't seen the race, go to our YouTube channel if you're in America and go watch this race, because the man went 19.74, but like he caught up to Letsile Tebogo. Not even caught up. Like Noah ran his race. Yeah. But like the way the race was structured, the thing that I love about Noah is his confidence, and it was evident.
Yeah. Noah's one of those people, like he's such a special runner, because for anyone to have like maybe a regular decent start, for anyone else, they're supposed to finish second, but that almost turns into his strength because his top end speed is so elite in comparison to the rest of the group, where it becomes his strength to chase people down and produce amazing times. And I just like, that's just not normal.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's looking for that. He's like looking for that chink in their armor that they know he's coming, and the race isn't over till it's over. Like, and you watch that race and he closes a massive gap towards the end of the race. Like, that takes a certain mental fortitude, and it's amazing to watch.
He said he loves a challenge, and people say that all the time, right? But he clearly, again, he walks the talk, and when he sees a challenge, he almost embraces it, accepts it, and he's like, oh yeah, let's do it. Like, he runs a lot better under pressure than not.
100%. Noah is exactly who he thinks he is. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, like everything about it, I'm like, yeah, like there's no.
That's why I could never hate him. He beats my faves all the time, but I could never hate him.
He's become a fave now for me. I'm like, because there's no, like, even when I watched it, I was like, I had no doubt. I was like, oh, he's going to handle that.
Especially at 200. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah. Now, speaking of 200, we're going to go to Brittany Brown. This one was a little fairy tale. She made the most of her second chance. This photo's right after her 200. And that smile and relief, I would argue and say it's not because she just won and maybe ran fast. It's because she knows that she's going to Tokyo now.
Yeah. That was one of the most impressive performances of the night, in my opinion. Yeah. Because again, we speak about people who are doing things that's not normal. It is not normal to kind of face that devastating photo finish at U.S. trials, to know you came 4th place, to know that, dang, might not be going to Tokyo, but then to quickly shift, being like, okay, straight to plan B. Let's make this happen. Let's do this. And she did it. Like, that was so impressive. And listen, the Olympians showed exactly why she's an Olympic bronze medalist, actually.
And in season's best fashion, too.
Yep. Yeah. And there's more to come. She's going sub-22 in Tokyo.
Absolutely.
Gonna make the most of that opportunity.
I mean, I've really loved this season, the way that the season has been structured, that the Diamond League Final being before Worlds gives you that intrigue that, you could still fight for a spot and make Worlds. And that's why I think Zurich was so exciting to watch, because, anybody that didn't make it to Worlds could have earned a spot, and she did it. And we didn't see it for a couple other races that we thought maybe we would see it. But that takes such grit, like, especially when you're peaking, you're dialing in for World US champs, and then you got to pivot to plan B, and probably maybe get a couple extra races in that you weren't necessarily planning for, and to be able to execute on that is really impressive. So very happy for her on that.
I think Brittany thrives under pressure. Yeah. And I think when I came to that conclusion was last year at Athlos specifically, when they were doing this campaigning for Gabby, and Brittany came out there and won. Right. Quietly, humbly won. And it was so late in the season, and a lot of the times athletes, and I guess now jumpers who go to Athlos, they're just like, we're here for vibes, we're here for fun, we're here to run good, but it's towards the end of the season, and Brittany won. Yeah. So I'm excited to see her in Tokyo.
She's going to do her thing. Watch out.
Watch out. All right, men's 400. This one was a fun one to watch. And I put Vernon Norwood in this back of this photo because we're going to get to him too of why Ja'Cory winning was a good moment for him. Ja'Cory Patterson had a huge PB. He went 43.85 to win the 400 by over a half of a second. And then Vernon in this photo, he finished third, 44.45, but he will now represent Team USA in Tokyo on the Open 4 thanks to Ja'Cory. Yeah, Nia, you got to talk to, I think we got to talk to Ja'Cory. I think you got to talk to Vernon. How's everybody feeling?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think so. And, you know, what a testimony for Ja'Cory, because let's really talk about the pipeline of his season. UPS worker, signed to Nike, U.S. champion, Diamond League champion. And I think that was a statement-making run. He's going to be world champion.
I agree. I could see it.
World champion. What a story. What a season. That hunger is there. And I actually think he could have went faster in that race.
Ooh.
If he was pushed a little bit more, I do think if Matthew Hudson-Smith was in that race, I don't think Matthew would have won, but I think he would have pushed him to go a little faster.
Okay.
Yeah, that Cinderella story for Ja'Cory has been really fun to follow. And I think, I always get a good feeling when Vernon's on a team because he brings that kind of that wisdom and that experience that I think elevates everybody else. And that, I was really happy to see him get that spot, and that's another thing about the structure of the season, like having that opportunity is really cool. And I think he's going to help Team USA do super well, bringing that,
That UNC status,
that
is that
UNC
what you're trying to
status,
say?
exactly.
Not too much. UNC is crazy. I think veteran status matters on Team USA.
Well, because I just learned that he's only like 33. I'm like, we've been calling him UNC and he's 33.
That's what I was saying. Like, he's a vet in the game. I honestly don't think he's ever been in better shape. Not too much on Vernon.
I'm not saying.
I just want to see a sequel to that famous video of him on the bike in China where he's.
That's funny.
I want him to recreate that in Tokyo.
I want him to medal in Tokyo.
Ooh.
It's always been like the last World Championships, he finished 4th.
Yeah, it's always right there.
I think if this was any time to do it, listen, you have a Brittany Brown story going on right now. You have a second chance to represent Team USA in that Open 4. Come home with the medal.
I love it. Now, I want to go over to a national record for Switzerland. This arguably might have been the loudest that the stadium was the entire time. Women's 800 meter, Audrey. First of all, congrats to the girl. Like, I think to break a national record on home turf has to be insane. She went 155.91, and in that same side note, that sign, I wanted to know what that said. I tried to zoom in, I couldn't figure it out, but they kept showing on the broadcast. Anyways, she went 155.91, national record, and then Georgia Hunter also dipped under 156, and she went 155.96, and then told us on the Athletes Lounge that she's only running the 800 in Tokyo.
Against her training partner, Keely.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Keely's been popping off.
To put it mildly.
Yeah.
That race was fast. They came through in 55 high, and I was like, they mean business.
Yeah.
Coach came in with a plan. That Swiss national record had to have been on the radar because that's fast.
Yeah.
When the stadium roared, like I was saying on the Athletes Lounge, there's cheering and there's roaring. It sounded like the Garden. Like, it was crazy.
I love it. Now, men's 1500.
Ooh.
I'm so happy for Niels. So I'll start there and then we'll go to our goose. But Niels, my goodness, I feel like this race made him like, yeah, I'm top dog going into Tokyo. He beat the world leader, the world junior record holder, the 2019 world champion. And in his normal winning fashion, this is 6th straight win. And he also broke his national record. Like, Niels is not to be played with. And I think doing this at the age that he's doing it, like, time and time again, because having the mindset to win isn't easy, and he keeps doing it. Like, he doesn't have to tell himself, why not me? It's him every time. And the way that he races and runs, I mean, it was sad because Yard obviously won't get the wild card, but it was, for see Niels win, it was like bittersweet.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think Niels is extremely talented, and he shows that not only through like one singular performance, but his consistency throughout the entire season. But then on the other side of it, Yard, like, it's hard. He's such a likable guy.
Yeah.
He's so hard not to root for. And I think, if anything, this emphasizes how and why Team USA is the hardest team to make in any event. Yeah. The depth of, because like the time he ran at USA's, while it wasn't his best, I think in a lot of other countries, he would have been quite fine and quite comfortable going into Tokyo. So it really emphasizes that, and it really emphasizes, regardless of whether you're an Olympian, a medalist, a champion, nothing is guaranteed. So it's hard. I think it's a tough pill to swallow, but I do think with this coming into the next season, we're going to see a very different Nuguse, because this is unfamiliar territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple takeaways from that one. I think Niels has demonstrated over these last 6 that, like, he has that finishing kick. Because the bar is so high. Everybody is really good. I mean, in that race, Hobbs has the fastest time in the 15 this year. But time doesn't necessarily matter. It's, how can you separate yourself in that last 100? And he's looking really, Niels is looking really dangerous. A lot of these 1,500 championships come down to that, who can kick the hardest in the 100. And, he's young. I think the only thing that you might wonder is, like, how will he navigate the rounds? He's also entered in the 5 as well, I believe. So how will that affect things? But yeah, it's hard to pick favorites in the 15, but I think he's definitely in the podium conversation.
Absolutely. He knows how to run a race. He knows how to win a race. So.
I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Norway announced their team, and Jakob is also coming back, making his debut at the World Championships with the 15 and the 5 as well. But when Jakob's in the conversation, you gotta take mention of that. And then of course Josh Kerr, defending champion from Budapest, looking to be in good shape.
15 and doubling.
Yeah, to say that. It's really, I think it comes down. It's less about time and also about how do you navigate the fatigue of rounds and multiple events. And
I am so confident in everybody. I don't know. I think Niels' kick is insane, but he obviously has a system and something that's working for him right now. I think, not to compare him to Cooper, because Cooper's much younger, but I think if you make it to World, you and your coach know something. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's levels to it, and Niels' kick is insane, and you don't need to kick in every round, but maybe you do. But I think whatever him and his coach are cooking, I'm confident that he's going to be able to navigate it, because if you can't navigate it by Tokyo, like we have bigger problems to worry about. But I think it is tough. But I don't know. I think I can have favorites in this. Niels would be fun. I mean, if you beat out Yard, I got to find somebody else to root for.
And then we also have Cole. Let's not forget Cole.
Yeah.
Like, he's very different than last year, because he failed to make it to the Olympics in the 5,000 as well. He obviously made it to do the double in Tokyo. So I think he was very intentional about it. He's very matter of fact about it. He was also very vocal about it. So the type of race that he runs in Tokyo in both the 15 and the 5, I'd be scared, because this is a different type of runner. And mind you, different type of runner who is the reigning Olympic champion, mind you.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Now, we obviously don't have time to talk about everything, so we're going to skip to one field event. Nicola Alleslager is the women's high jumper. She won with a PB of 2:04, and then 4 athletes in this field cleared 2 meters. There was one national record broken as well. I love her. She has a routine. She's very consistent with it. After she jumps, she goes and writes in her notebook. She gives herself a grading system. She prays. She might take a nap. She might eat a banana. But notebook, prayer, goes and jumps.
And she did all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she screams, "Come on." I love her. I love her so much. And she captures the crowd, because when she jumped, there was like this stillness, because everyone was just looking forward to seeing what she can do. Excitement, yes, but this stillness, because they were like, okay, everybody hush. She's going. And she did it.
Yeah.
I want to ask Nia, something cool that these Diamond Leagues sometimes do is they do a city event and put it, and I believe this one was one of those. They did it, in the town. What was that like?
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. The crowd was so packed, and it was unfamiliar for me because so this is my first Diamond League I've ever attended.
Good one to start with.
I think so. I'd agree. And it's crazy to me how the crowd was packed. It was very similar to if you go to an NFL game and the crowd is packed. And I had so much pride in it, because this beautiful sport of ours, I think sometimes isn't as appreciated as it should be in the States. So to go somewhere where people are screaming, "Can I have your bib? Can you sign this? Oh my God, I love you." I heard someone scream, "You're the reason I breathe." And these are superstars. And as they should be, they're doing amazing things. So when Alleslager was jumping, it showed. She just commanded the crowd. But then when she asked for that clap, they gave it to her.
Yeah. I did want to take a moment too. This has been on my mind this weekend as I was watching Zurich, and I was just thinking back to when I went out to China. Just feels like a few short months ago, how far like the Diamond League has come, and especially like how we presented, and just like watching this final. I was just like really proud, to be honest, and like thinking about the village that like it took a big team on. People obviously don't always see behind the scenes, but I think the way the broadcast is elevated over just 15 meets, like. How cool was it, like getting to get these athletes talking to us live in studio? Like we didn't even know we could do that at the start of the season, and like just seeing, I felt it was a nice bow, and I'm kind of sad that we have to wait another year for the season to come back. But anyways, just I wanted to feel a little appreciation because it turned out really cool in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for Flo too. I love the time to like take a minute, breathe, and then come back bigger and better next year too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a fun one. A lot of new things, a lot of exciting things, and a lot of room for us to grow, improve, and do it bigger and better next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's nice to have a hand in involving just how the sport is distributed to fans. Even if it's just a small part of it, you can be proud.
Yeah. Amen.
And speaking of how this sport's contributed to fans, so I'm sure we all saw Foot Locker cross country championships canceled. I don't know if y'all saw the tears, the sadness, everybody's upset, all of the things. But then we have Brooks cross country championships presented by Fleet Feet to come and save the day. Before I even bring on the guests today, how are y'all feeling?
Oh, I'm so excited. It's like a sigh of relief. I'm like, what are we about to do? What are we going to do? But now we know what we're going to do.
Yeah, now we know.
Yeah, I mean, Foot Locker, they did it 45 years. There's this continuous line of heritage, and like you've seen so many greats that come up through the Foot Locker program, Grant Fisher, Drew Hunter, I mean, just to name a few that were like back in my time, like it's such a pipeline and such a positive thing for like the high school cross country scene. And so, yeah, to see it shutter was bittersweet. Luckily, the mourning period was not very long, and I can't think of a better group of people that could step up than Brooks and Sound Running, and we didn't have to wait long to figure out what was coming next. So I'm glad. I think we're going to hopefully learn a little bit more about what that's going to look like.
I love it. Well, I would like to welcome to the meetup Jesse Williams, the founder of Sound Running. Welcome to the meetup.
Hi,
Hey,
Jesse.
thanks, guys.
What up, Jesse?
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
You've been busy, Jesse. Had to
Yeah,
act
it was
quick.
a crazy like 10 days.
Can you walk us through the timeline here?
You know, I think a lot of us had heard rumblings for a while about this, about the meet ending, and you know, we knew for a while. I mean, it was going around USA's, so I would say that was like a common thing people were talking about at US Champs in Eugene a month ago. And, you know, phone kind of kept ringing. Different groups started, you know, we're like, well, what about this? Or what if we took it over? Or what if this happened? And, you know, I think there were multiple groups that were working on this. I think, and as we got closer, we all kind of found each other and kind of grouped together to really, and I want to say it this way, like to pull together a new event, you know, like I think we've seen the heritage of this event, and that's what we all remember, but we want to take this new event and really, we want to go a lot of different places with it. And I think, you know, Brooks will be able to, Brooks and Fleet Feet are going to, you know, be able to take it to another level. And, but it was a very quick timeline. It was a lot of like, you know, when you go get sponsorship for an event, people internally at those brands and retailers have to, if you don't have buy-in at the very top within like 24 hours, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's not like it's a 6-month process of presenting to people and getting sponsorships. It's like you make a call, they talk to somebody who can make a call in the next 24 hours, and you're trying to like move. So that was the part that was really impressive to me. It was how quickly Brooks and Fleet Feet came to the plate and got excited about this opportunity.
I have to ask, I saw a lot of the comments in our post, Brooks' post, everybody's post. There is so much love, like all the high schoolers, parents, fans, college kids, everybody's so excited. So what was it like for you to kind of receive so much positive feedback from the community?
That was great. We were kind of sitting on the announcement for a couple hours, and I'm like so impatient. So I was just waiting, waiting, waiting because I knew it was going to be met really positively, and we were excited about it. And honestly, we had wanted to originally announce on Tuesday. We announced on Thursday, and we wanted to make sure the timing was right, and we had all the important information ready to go and everybody aligned. And, it was hard enough getting all the sponsorship and everybody together. But then to get the messaging and to get everything just right, like, yeah, but you're just patiently waiting. We knew probably on Tuesday, everything that was going to come together, but it still took a little bit of time to get it there. So by the time it came out, I was like ready to go. And then, yeah, it was nice to see all of it pour in. Um, that's been a part of this process is people want this individual national championship during the fall. And I think we talked to during this process, because all these different people are involved one way or another, like 4 or 5 former champs of the previous Foot Locker event. And it was pretty interesting to see like how many of them were like all over it and involved and excited. And so that's fun to see because we definitely want to take this new event and build off that heritage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is like there's such a history there, but you're also known to put your own spin on things and rethink the way things are done. Can you share yet maybe some ways that you are envisioning, preserving that history, but also putting your own spin on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you're seeing some preservation of the history with some of the locations. I think those locations are historic for a lot of reasons. So many people have come through there and run. So we wanted to make sure we preserved some history of this individual championship. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about how we can move this forward. And, the first idea, and I think people were really positive, like excited about this, was the ability to do these golden ticket invites in year one, and right out of the gate do these invites. And that's all about having the very best high schoolers on the line when it comes time to race. Not everybody, every region's different. People might not be able to do their region for one reason or another, and we really want to make sure we have the best high school athletes lined up, the best 50 that we can possibly get. And there's still 40 are qualifying the normal, traditional way, but we have these 10 golden ticket invites. We have talked about there's been a need for a while to give other areas of the country opportunity. There's a couple areas that are pretty far from where these regionals are being held. So we've talked about adding regionals. And as you might have known, Johnny, like from the Brooks PR Invitational on the track side, there's the middle school piece of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really, is a really cool piece of this. And and that middle school piece, I don't know if you remember, like only 2 years ago, Cooper was running the 800
Right.
at that middle school meet. So it's
Yeah.
obviously pretty cool to like start there and to watch it, and so giving these kids a chance to start even earlier in this road. And yeah,
Well,
I think there's probably a million ideas that other groups are going to have and bring to the table,
yeah.
and but we're open to it.
Well, I was gonna say with Cooper, I mean, you gotta start getting some championship experiences because they're going to world champs by sophomore years. So I think you gotta.
Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers to think of that. Yeah.
Jesse, you were saying that a lot of brands were trying to hop on this. How did you know that Sound Running was the one that was supposed to put this on and continue this legacy?
We're more like behind the scenes of like I knew logistically we could pull it together and that we had a team, and it was, we're working with Aventus, who has Julia Stamps, former winner of the previous event. We're working with Jorge Torres, who is an agent, and also a former winner of this event. And when we all started talking, we knew, between our groups and businesses that yeah, we're not worried about could we put together a really cool event. but we needed partners to pull that together, because we knew on the back end we could, build it all out and make it happen and get the permits and all the, less fancy stuff, right? But to bring it together, we needed partners immediately. And, kudos to Fleet Feet, who, really got this process started. From the very top, we were meeting with the CEO daily to talk through this. And I had reached out to, Brooks and, Garrett, who has been there in the sports marketing role for a while. He immediately came back with, positive kind of feedback, like, hey, this is something we've been looking for. And so a perfect turn of events, like that's things don't always work that way. Like we have, several of events that we pitch and that we work with brands and sponsors and retailers, and it doesn't always work. It's usually like a year process, a 6-month process. So we just knew that the behind the scenes part wasn't that hard. The hard part is getting the investment. And the investment is what makes it all happen. And that's, what these guys came to the plate quick, and it was amazing. And they have the energy behind really building this out and making it special.
Yeah, you got it. Congratulations.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy, 7 days. I'd say that.
And cross country's right around the corner, man. You're gonna be staying busy now through the season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really interesting fall. Fall for us is usually pretty chill because we finish up track, in July, and fall for us is more like planning season, and when you do these long range, pitches for the next year. So now we have quite a bit on our plates, but we have a great team. Like I said, we're working with Julia Stamp's company, Aventus, and Jorge Torres, and all our groups together, more than capable of pulling all this together, especially with all the support we have. These are all fun, exciting, busy times, I would say.
I love it. Well, I'm going to end you with these 2 questions, but I'm going to make it easy on you. So I
Okay.
know fall is when things pick up, but somewhere in the fall, I heard there's this little event in Tokyo happening. One, what event are you looking forward to the most?
Oh man, this is tough. Because I was, man, after the 200 this weekend, the 200 is going to be pretty exciting. I think those two guys going head to head, I watched that 100 times in a row. I Noah's looking great. In the big stage, he always brings it. So I'd say the 200. I always have to throw in the 15. I think with we have our personal favorites. I think
Wait, tell us. I want to know your podium. Why you're on this event? Tell me your
well,
podium.
one of my good friends coaches Josh, and so I've been around Josh the most, and I've seen what he puts into it. But I also like, there's the Cole Hawkers who are championship racers. There's the wild card of Ingebrigtsen being back in it now, and one of the greatest to ever do it. Anytime he gets on the line, like who knows? So like that 1500 once again is just, it's insane to think about, like how good all these people are. I think those are generational talents all racing at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Is like those guys, any of those guys would have been like by themselves a generational talent, and they're all in the same race every time. So that's what makes the 15 crazy. Those are the 2 highlights, but the whole thing, I mean, that's what I love about World Athletics. And I'm not going to be in Tokyo, but I get to sit back and just watch every second and kind of from my couch, which is nice. So I can't say all of it, so I'll say those 2 events.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I can't wait to see you at the Cross Country Championships later this year. It's going to be a fun one. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy that it's back.
Oh, so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
It was like a whew.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
appreciate
thank
it.
God.
Yeah. And we did this quickly. I love the urgency because it was required for this.
Yeah, no, and now it's going to be a fun long fall. We wanted to get it rolling so that we can concentrate on the actual like fall and let these kids be the stars, you know?
That's
Awesome.
right.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for bringing this back.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate all you do.
Thanks, Jesse.
See
All
ya.
right, see ya. All right, bye.
I'm excited. I hope I get to go. I hope
Oh,
they
yeah.
send the whole FloTrack team.
Send everybody. I think it's required to. It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Come on
Celebration.
We're
now.
gonna do it big.
Clap,
It's a
clap,
party
bravo.
in my city. I love it. Now, going to go over to UTMB. We don't normally talk about UTMB on here, but side note, my personal opinion, if you run UTMB, it's like a different breed of human, in my opinion.
And
Yeah. But we're going to talk about Jim Walmsley. He was a 2025 men's OCC champion. Johnny, take us through it.
Yeah, so Jim Walmsley's actually. So let me set the scene a little bit for those who aren't necessarily familiar. A little flow trail segment.
Okay.
The UTMB, it's one of the most prestigious ultra marathons in the world. It takes place in Chamonix, France. Fun fact: I did summit Mont Blanc a couple years ago. It's one of the prettiest places in the world. Now, this race goes around Mont Blanc, which depends on who you ask, but most say it's like one of the tallest, or if not the tallest, mountains in Europe. But it sits on the border of France and Italy, and basically the race goes around the whole thing. It's like over 30,000 feet of elevation. It's not just 100 miles. It's like one of the hardest ways you could even imagine to run 100 miles.
Oh, I don't have to be convinced. 100 miles is hard.
Yeah.
It's harder.
So yeah, I mean, I think the main event was like Tom Evans won the main 100-miler, 103 miles in a time of 19 hours, 18 minutes after DNFing the last two times he attempted it. Now, Jim Walmsley actually has that 100-mile course record and decided to step down to the 60-miler. Yeah, so he has the course record on the 100, but opted for the 60, got that win, which is pretty neat. So we're excited for him. And then Ruth Croft on the women's side. This one was interesting because Courtney Dauwalter is, many consider one of the greatest trail runners out there. She's won 25 of the last 26, like distances over 50K. And so many were thinking she was going to be the favorite. But yeah, Ruth Croft came in at 22 hours, 56 minutes for the win. Courtney was back in like 9th or 10th. But all I'm saying, streets are saying that trail running is where it's at. I haven't been out to like watch one of these things yet, but I'm hearing more and more folks saying that this is like one of the most exciting events. You couple that, I mean, sometimes people say that track, like it all kind of looks the same. This is like you're combining incredible endurance efforts with some of the prettiest places in the world. And I will say Chamonix has got to be one of the prettiest places in the world. So
100%. Yeah, I think it's because I was involved mildly in my old job with UTMB, and I think it's a pretty place, but the vibes are insane because like they're running at nighttime, daytime, like it's all the things, and like to be like as somebody runs by you attempting to give a high five, like it's a different world of like you wouldn't really do that in cross country or on the track. Absolutely not. But yeah, it's a different world. And even I have a quote from Jim who ended up winning. He said, "Sorry, I was running past a lot of high fives, but I was definitely running scared all the way to the line." But like I think to like this concept of like all these people are here to cheer me on, but like I'm hurting, I'm fighting. The finish line is, I don't know, 5K away. Yeah.
It's a hard race. I think I would say Evans might be the star of this one because, to your point, DNF 2 years in a row, finally third time's the charms, he wins it. And they actually had to shorten this course because I think what makes this so crazy is UTMB. It's hard. You have it's like about 10,000 meters plus of like elevation gain in the middle of the race. And then they had to shorten it because there's unpredictability when you're doing any type of mountain race and unpredictability of the weather. So they did have to shorten it to 103 miles, which is, I think, a wild statement to say.
No.
Well, that's worth bringing up. Yeah, it was cold, like this blizzard type conditions. If, for those who can't picture it or never been, it's like Mont Blanc is like covered in glaciers. It's like it's a proper mountain. It's like not Everest type, but it's massive glaciers. Like it's not just your old average trail. Like extremely rugged environment, and it sounded.
That's why they dub it the World Cup or the Olympics of ultramarathons. Yeah. Because to finish that in 19 hours, 18 minutes, and 58 seconds is impressive.
No excuses.
I love it. Well, that's UTMB. This is the surprise one that I decided to throw on all of us right here, and I'll end it off. What event are you most excited for in Tokyo? Because it's right around the corner.
Oh man.
You could pick two. He picked two.
Okay,
but
cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. I want to see that women's 400, men's 100.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to copy Jesse, but for all the reasons he described, like the 15 is the generation, a bunch of generational talents going up against each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be a roll of the dice. Like, no, you can't really predict how it's going to go because anything could happen in that, and it's going to be really, really good. So not to beat a drum too much, but I think 15 is what I'm going to be keeping an eye on.
I love it. I'm going to pick 3. I'm going to save the best for last. That women's 400, I agree. I cannot wait to see Sydney against all those other 400 girls. 2, men's 200. Noah Laws always puts on a show. And then 3, my fiance's throwing. So
Casual.
Say it again.
my
Say it
fiance's
again.
throwing. So if y'all better cheer for him. Trip Pippery. But yeah, that's a wrap for episode 25. Make sure you subscribe to All Things Flow. We'll be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course the site. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.